Have you ever felt a presence you couldn't see, or experienced something so strange you questioned your own sanity? Today, I'm going to share a true story that will send shivers down your spine. A story about a family who found themselves entangled with a world beyond. This is the story of Huang and her family. It all started subtly. Huang, living a normal life, began hearing strange noises from her kitchen late at night. It sounded like someone was eating a distinct munching and chewing. But every morning when she checked, the food she'd left out was untouched. Yet, it had spoiled overnight, as if its life force had been drained. This went on for weeks. At the same time, her dreams became unsettlingly vivid. Night after night, she dreamt of a man, his face unclear, holding her in a tight embrace. It felt so real, so intimate. Yet she always woke up alone, her heart pounding with a mix of fear and confusion. Was it just stress, or was something more sinister at play? Huang tried to dismiss it, but the strange occurrences began to bleed into her waking life. Her best friend, Trang, would visit, and her casual comments started to unnerve Wanga. "Who's that sitting next to you on the sofa?" Trang would ask, pointing to an empty spot. Or, "Did your friend just leave? I saw a guy with you a second ago." Trang described a man, always a man, sitting quietly beside Huang, a silent companion only she could see. For Huang, the empty space beside her now felt heavy, occupied. The line between her dreams and reality was blurring. The feeling of being watched, of not being alone, was constant. The man from her dreams, she realized, wasn't just in her sleep. He was with her. Always. Just as Huang was grappling with her invisible admirer, a new wave of unsettling events began, this time centered around her younger sister, Dao. Dao and a group of friends, including a boy named Dai, were playing in the fields near their home. In their youthful innocence, they decided to build a small hut from branches and leaves, a secret hideout for their games. They were proud of their little creation, unaware they had just opened a door to something they couldn't possibly understand. The strangeness started almost immediately after the hut was built. The atmosphere in the house shifted, becoming heavy and oppressive. Little did they know, this playful act would soon plunge their family into a terrifying ordeal. The first to be affected was Dao's friend, Daya, the cheerful, energetic boy, transformed overnight. He began crying inconsolably, for no apparent reason. Then came the insatiable hunger. It would constantly demand food, eating far more than a child his age ever could, yet he never seemed full. Moments later, he would vomit everything, his small body racked with convulsions. His parents were frantic, taking him to doctors who were baffled by his symptoms. He had no fever, no infection, just this cycle of desperate hunger and violent sickness. Dai's behavior became more erratic. He'd cry for food, eat, vomit, and then repeat the cycle, his cries echoing with a desperation that didn't seem his own. It was as if another, hungrier entity was acting through him. While Dai was suffering, Dao started exhibiting her own terrifying symptoms. A high fever took hold of her, one that no medicine could break. Doctors ran every test imaginable, but they could find no cause, no infection, no illness to explain the relentless, burning fever. Then came the sleepwalking, every single night, like clockwork. Dao would get out of bed, her eyes wide open but completely vacant. She would walk silently out of the house, taking the path that led directly to the small, makeshift hut she and her friends had built. Huang would follow her, her heart in her throat, and find Dao standing inside the hut, just staring into the darkness before Huang would gently guide her back to bed. This nightly pilgrimage was eerie and deeply disturbing. It was clear Dao was being drawn to that hut by an unseen force. Driven by a desperate need for answers, Huang decided to investigate the hut herself. She waited until Dao was asleep and crept out to the small structure in the field. Pushing aside the leafy entrance, she scanned the interior with a flashlight. Her beam landed on something glinting in the corner. Tucked away under a pile of leaves were two small objects, a tiny, ornate comb and a small, handheld mirror. They weren't toys. They looked like offering items, the kind of things one might leave at a shrine or a gravesite. A cold dread washed over Huang. She confronted Dao's friends, and one of them tearfully confessed he had found the comb and mirror at a nearby crossroads, a place often associated with accidents and wandering spirits. Thinking they were pretty, he had picked them up and placed them in the hut as decorations. They had unknowingly brought cursed objects into their playhouse. The pieces were falling into place, painting a terrifying picture. During one of Vao's hospital visits for her unending fever, a woman in the waiting room, a stranger, looked at the sick child and then at Wang. She leaned in and whispered, "Your family's being followed. Your sister is not sick with any normal illness, and you have a man following you." The woman's words hit Wang like a physical blow. It had confirmed her deepest fears. Desperate, the family sought out a well-known local medium. As soon as they entered her home, the medium looked straight at Wang and said, "There's a young man with you. He means you no harm. He is lonely." She then turned to Thao. "The little girl," she said, her voice growing somber, "is being disturbed by 3 children. They are angry because their things were taken." The medium then channeled the spirits, revealing the full story. The man following Wang was the spirit of a young student who had died tragically in a motorcycle accident at the very crossroads where the mirror and comb were found. He wasn't malicious. He was lost and lonely, drawn to Wang's gentle energy. He was the one in her dreams, the one Trang saw. He wanted help. The other spirits were 3 young children who had also perished near that area. The mirror and comb belonged to them, and they were furious that their possessions had been disturbed, lashing out at Dai and Thao in their anger and confusion. Dai's insatiable hunger and vomiting, Thao's fever and sleepwalking, it was all the work of these lost, childlike spirits. The male spirit had one simple request. He couldn't move on. It wanted Wang's family to find his relatives so they could perform the proper rituals for his soul, to help him find peace and liberation. He communicated through the medium that his family lived in a nearby town and gave them details to identify them. At the same time, the medium explained that the child's spirits needed to be guided away from the crossroads and brought to a place of peace. They were just lost children, lashing out from a place of fear and confusion. The path to resolving their nightmare was finally clear. It wasn't about fighting the spirits, but about helping them. Taking the information from the medium, Huang's family managed to locate the male spirit's relatives. The family was heartbroken, but also grateful. They had been searching for answers about their son's restless spirit. They held a ceremony, offering prayers and making peace, finally allowing his soul to be free. The medium performed her own rituals. She went to the hut, collected the comb and mirror, and took the 3 child spirits with her to a local pagoda, where they would be cared for by the monks and guided toward peace. The moment these acts of compassion were completed, the change was instantaneous. That very night, for the first time in weeks, Wu's fever broke. She stopped sleepwalking. Dai's strange symptoms vanished completely, and he returned to his happy, playful self. In Huang's house, the heavy atmosphere lifted. The nightly sounds from the kitchen ceased. The food no longer spoiled, and Huang's dreams were finally her own again. The shadowy man was gone. The peace they had helped the spirits find was reflected back into their own lives. Their home was quiet once more, a true sanctuary. This family's terrifying journey shows us that sometimes the unseen world isn't asking for a fight, but for a helping hand. Thank you for listening to this incredible story. If you've had similar experiences, share them in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more true stories from the other side.